everybody, welcome to another episode of Ask Boxing Science. This is a YouTube show that we run every week to answer your training questions that we receive across social media and of course on YouTube and on email. A question that we receive quite often is, should boxers shadow box with dumbbells? Yes or no? It's never clear, black and white. We've got this, it depends, which also it sounds like a cop-out, but it depends. Shadow boxing with dumbbells is great in some ways from a technical perspective, but not necessarily from a strength and conditioning perspective. Let's go through the do's. Do use it as a boxing warm-up to focus on technique. Down at the amateur boxing club, we use like anywhere between 0.5 and 2 kilo dumbbells as part of the warm-up, and this is to just slow everything down. When boxers start shadow boxing, especially in the beginning phases, that they just want to just throw the hands as quickly as they can and not really think about that technique. Having the light dumbbells there makes you go to the end range of each shot and making sure that you're getting that optimal technique. So we use it as part of like a 3-minute round and ranging between 0.5 and 2 kilos. So the technique is not as affected, but also it's not as much loading through these shoulder joints that we want to try and protect for our boxers. Now the don'ts in terms of shadow boxing with dumbbells, we don't want to use it as a strength exercise, and the reason why, the pattern of loading is actually not specific to boxing. If we hold a dumbbell out here, the loading is going to go down vertical from here, and it's very anterior shoulder dominant rather than using the trunk, using the lower body. When we do punch specific exercises, we look to try and load it back towards the body, and so we can get our core and our lower body contributing to the punching action. So we don't use it as a strength exercise. We also don't use it as an upper body conditioning tool. So I see quite a lot of people doing it as a conditioning tool to try and increase the heart rate. It's very hard to target upper body for cardiovascular fitness. We look to try and overload it with intensity, so we'll use fast bursts of like 10 or 20 seconds of non-stop punching, and we're overloading the body with intensity and the speed of movement. If we increase the amount of weight load on that, the amount of weight load isn't sufficient to be overloading that upper body. So we're wanting to increase that intensity. So yeah, we wouldn't use it for upper body conditioning tool. An alternative to that would be, again, just going for them fast bursts of punches, or doing stuff like battle ropes or the Assault Fitness air bike. Also, what we don't want to do is perform two different techniques. So if we've got the dumbbells, we don't want to be losing our shape, losing our posture and affecting the technique. Just because we're holding a weight doesn't mean that we throw the shots in a suboptimal fashion. We also don't want to be going higher than 2 kilos. And the reason why, it's a lot of loading on the shoulder, and as well, it can affect our technique. If you are looking for a punch specific exercise that overloads the upper body, you find that the upper body is holding back your punch power, there's a few different alternatives that we use at Boxing Science that include the full body action, contributing to the punch, but overloads that upper body a bit more. We've got punch isometric holds. You can either do this up against the wall with a medicine ball, or we can do partner assisted and go through a range of different punches. We've got a med ball punch with bands, so attaching the band to the attachment point behind, trying to accelerate all the way through the movement, and this encourages you to push and drive and create that force all the way through to the end range of the punch. Then we've got a landmine punch for isometric holds here. All the shoulder and the arm has to be stiff upon impact, and also increasing that end range strength. Hopefully that's answered your question. Should boxers shadow box with dumbbells? Yes or no? It always depends. And if you've got any more questions about boxing training, whether that's specific to boxing in your boxing gym or how to get the most out of your strength and conditioning, please fire your questions over across social media, Instagram, Wilson_Boxing Science or @BoxingScience, or just pop a comment in the comment box below. Okay, cheers guys, hopefully see you on the next episode of Ask Boxing Science.